and welcome to a special edition of Catch That, where we get to know people through the music that they love, through some of their favorite songs. And on this episode, we are going to talk about a new album from our guests. But before we get into that, I am naturally Elise, and that's my bro.
JR.
We are the R&B representatives, and today we are welcoming the lovely recording artist, BeMyFiasco.
Hey, hello, y'all.
Hey, so before we get started, tell the folks a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump into it.
Sure. So BeMyFiasco is the artist name. My mama named me Bianca. That's my government. Currently, I am a kindergarten teacher slash therapist in training in grad school, and I just recently put out my debut album with FE Music. And so I am super excited to be here and discuss it and all the things R&B and Black. And yeah, I'm ready.
Come on now. Yes, Black. Yes.
Yeah, before we came on, JR was like, he's like, what should we call her? I was like, we'll figure it out. It's fine.
All the time, same question. I'm fine either way. BeMyFiasco preferably, but if you have to use my government, it's fine.
So today, first we're going to talk about influential song to you, and then we are going to kind of get into your new album and kind of deep dive into that. But we asked you to pick a song that's influential to you or that you really love, and she said Voodoo, the album, and so we're like,
the whole thing. I gotta choose one. That is That's hard.
But we'll pick one that we could talk about, and she picked The Root. And before we even start talking about it, it's funny that this makes sense for the whole FE family, because we talked to Zoe about the whole Voodoo album for 2 hours.
2 hours.
For 2 hours.
That makes sense. That's very
yeah. We was like, yo, they are definitely family for real.
Yeah, because he picked it. We gave him a choice of some different albums from that time period, from that year, and that's what he picked.
Oh wow! Now I gotta call him. Be like, wait a minute. Okay.
And it was a great convo. But you picked The Root, and it's kind of great that you picked that, because I don't think we really got deep into talking about that on his episode on that particular song. So this will be dope.
Right.
Yes. So when do you remember first hearing the song, and how did it make you feel?
Well, my familiarity with DAngelo was kind of like late 90s, kind of cookout. I think maybe like Lady and like Brown Sugar was kind of playing. But I remember Voodoo. I think that may have been one of the very first albums that like I didn't buy, but I knew someone had and I took it. I didn't steal it from the store. It was like, it was my family member. So like stealing, yes, not officially stealing, no. But I remember just starting it from the top and being like, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, maybe what, 2010? So I'm 10 years old at this point. And I'm like, look at your face. Jared's like, wow, okay, yeah. I know, I'm sorry.
You know why? Because they always get me, because I'm always the youngest. So finally, somebody is younger than me. Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Oh yeah, I'd be getting on him. I'd be like, he'll be talking about something. I'd be like, I know, JR, I was there.
I was actually an adult at that time.
Right.
I say the thing. Yeah, no, I was like 10, and I remember like taking out and putting it in my little stereo system situation. And I remember feeling like, I don't know what this is, but I like how all of this feels from like top to bottom. And I knew that like I wanted to take bits and pieces of that, because I kind of started singing around, well, in church as a like 3-year-old, but like I started kind of establishing my sound around 9, 10, and being able to pull and just like vocalize and like the certain ways that he would layer and the certain like harmonies and the melodies and just the feeling of music. I knew like I want to be able to grasp people in that same way. Now I'm not a musician as far as playing instruments, but I definitely wanted to capture the feel. So yeah, we that has been my favorite album since then. Like I have yet to find one that has topped that one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so funny. Before we got on, me and JR were talking. We're like, as far if we were to ask somebody to come on and just talk about their favorite DAngelo song, out of his whole discography, there wouldn't be one song that I'd be like, why they pick that one? Like,
nope. Yep. But what? Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Let me go back. My bad.
No, go ahead. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. We album people anyway, so it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. But the root specifically, there's some. The root feels very spiritual. It feels very.
Yes.
I don't even remember right now that he says enough words in that song. I think it's more so the feeling and just. I don't know. Again, I'm not like Zoe and can break down everything musically, but I know exactly how that feels. And it feels warm. It feels like reminiscent of like church, but then also like that era of music, that whole neo soul feel. And again, it was just something that was like, I don't know what this is, but I need all of that. And it still sounds just as fresh as it did then as it does now. So
absolutely.
Oh yeah. And like you said, it felt very church and warmly, and it felt very, you could tell it was him and his brother, and it felt like them two were really like vibing on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like him and his brother was really vibing on that one. And it's like to come right after One More Gin, because y'all know how that joint go, like dun, 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 dun. And then to get in something spiritual like The Root, it's like you feel that joint, like it's really feeling. And in your music, that's what I knew when I saw on your, when I went back and, did my research on you, because I don't want to talk about people be all wrong. So when I went back and I was like, okay, it makes total sense why she is really inspired by DAngelo, because you just said like the harmonies that you do. Like I was literally, before you came on, we was talking about, I was like, yo, her harmonies are sick. Like your harmonies are ridiculous. Like when we was listening to your album, I told Elisa, I was like, yo, her harmonies are nothing to play with. I was like, yo, because that's, I'm the harmony guy. Like I love hearing harmonies. And when I'm hearing yours, even taking it back to Solitude, I was like, this girl's harmonies is sick. Like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm getting all extra loud. My voice don't went up the volume. I'm sorry. So when you said voodoo was when Elise was like, she picked voodoo, I was like, really? Like, oh, really? Like, okay. She did that. And then I was like, oh, so we talking about it again? And she was like, well, no, we're going to let her pick a song. And I was like, okay. So I thought she was going to Send It On. That's just me being selfish. But that was just me being selfish. But she was like, you picked The Root. And I was like, yo, this song is just very freeing and very like spiritual. And that's definitely, I can feel that in your music for sure. For sure.
Hey, JR,
yes.
what's my favorite song off Voodoo?
Oh my God.
What is it?
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm curious.
God. She has it on every playlist that she makes.
Wait, let me guess. Give me like 3 tries. Give me like 3 tries. Okay. Okay, I don't have a great bass on you yet, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay.
Get it right. I'm going to get a shot.
Like her Get It Wrong would be Stop It.
Right. All the songs are great. All the songs are great. I can't choose. Okay. So it can't be. It's none of the ones you already mentioned. Not Send It On or One More Again.
Right.
Okay. So not
no.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's try. It's either gonna be between Shit Damn Motherfucker.
No, off of Voodoo.
Voodoo. Wrong one. Sorry. It's going to be. Okay. Wait. Spanish Joint.
God damn it!
That was my second. I was gonna choose that one, but I couldn't. I was like, I don't know. It's gotta be Spanish Joint. It is.
I'm having my drink for real. Like, you got it on the. Yo.
See, I like her.
Already.
Okay. Wait. Why that one then for you?
Explain, Elise.
It's just. It's upbeat, but a groove at the same time. It's just, I just feel it. It makes me feel happy. It makes me want to dance. It makes me want to, you have, every time I listen to it, I have to move my shoulders, I kill them with the shoulders. Like it's.
And she listens to it a lot because it's on every playlist she makes.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked to Zoe. I was like, I was going through my playlist when I make a lot of playlists, and I noticed that I had Spanish Joint on like 5, 6 playlists as the first song.
Oh, it's the first one. You need to mix it in. No. It's the first one.
Yes, because it was like when we have our radio show, so it was her birthday. So I wanted to make like a playlist that we would talk about for her birthday. So I was like, well, let me go through her playlist and see what she got. I go through the playlist about 4 in a row. Spanish joint, Spanish joint, Spanish joint. I was like, well, if I don't put Spanish joint on this playlist, we gonna have a problem. Like, this girl loves Spanish joint. I was like, really? Like, it's not a bad song, but I was just like, really?
Those two are neck and neck for me. Like, when you were asking me the song, it was either The Root or Spanish Joint for me. And so I was like, well, so I just chose. I was like, I don't care. Just one of these, either one. But yeah,
but like you said, it was dope because we didn't really go into The Root with Zoe. See, we went into Spanish Joint with Zoe because Elise wouldn't have had it any other way. But but we didn't go in depth about The Root. And I love another thing about The Root. I love that Charlie Hunter is playing that guitar on there. Like that guitar on The Root is sick.
Yeah.
And he's playing the heck out of that guitar because lucky ain't no saxophone because I could have said I love horns and Elise would have been like, you really, JR, really? But so that bass he's playing on it, you know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of Grow Wings of Yours. With him playing the piano on it. I can imagine, because I was watching a live performance of you that you did. I forgot who was with. And the guy is playing the piano on it and you're singing it. And it's in front of an audience. I forgot what it was. But
so it was, I was in Spain. I was living out in Spain and I would do shows and I had a guitarist out there. And he
yeah, you had the red hair. It was like, okay.
Lifetime ago.
Okay, yeah, and the guy was playing on it, and I was like, I could just imagine that, like, I felt like that performance can be like when DAngelo and them was making this record, like y'all just in the studio just jamming with each other, and the way you were singing on that, because again, you sing like, your voice is just, I'm sorry, I'm just standing out. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm here for it.
JR fans out.
Yes.
I'll be playing it cool, JR fans.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying, but nah, it's coming loose. I can't help it. So like when you singing on it, I was like, yo, and then I could just imagine like a Raphael Sadiq playing on the side of you. And now that you got Zoe that plays, it works to me. That's why I felt like when they was talking about you being a part of the FE crew, right? When I heard your music off the break, I said she would fit with Foreign Exchange. I said that back in 2016. I was like, I think she would fit with Foreign Exchange. Then when you did Caramel, I was, well, no, when you did talking to myself, and I was like, wait a minute, and I hit Zoe, and I said, wait a minute, you working with BeMyFiasco? He was like, yeah, it's a lot of things in store, brother. And this is before like your album came out and all that. And I told Elise, I said, Elise, I told you she would fit with Foreign Exchange. I was like, I knew it. Like, I was like, some music, she will fit with them, yo. And that's why I said again, when I listen to your stuff, it definitely gives me the freedom of like DAngelo, Voodoo, and Brown Sugar-ish. Because I feel like DAngelo's music is very freeing. And for you, that's why I feel like yours is very freeing. You know what I mean? Especially when I went back to Solitude. But we'll talk about that when we get to the album. I'm sorry. Let me have my fan out moment for a second.
Have your moment.
Thank you.
Thank you, JR.
That's my bro. But let me tell you, if he love you as a friend or he's a fan of you, he will fan out. He does that to me. He fans out over me, and I'm just
I get really giddy and all that.
You need a junior in your corner. I'm here for it. Everybody needs one.
Thank you.
Even though sometimes I be trying to trade him in, but no, I love it. But yeah, I think. What else do we want to talk about The Root? I think we covered everything.
I think so.
I think so.
So let's get into this album.
Let's get into this album, baby. Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so where was your mindset when you started to make Where I Left You? Because I want to know where your vibe was from Layers to this. You know what I mean? Because I felt like Layers was definitely a love type of album for real. Because like Work On It and Lover's Gold and those type of records, I was like, yo, okay, BeMyFiasco, she in love. Like that's what it felt like to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but it felt like that to me. Right. But when we got to Where I Left You, I said, wait a minute. It's just going through something right here. Like, like I'm like, wait a minute. We got Bad Dreams, we got Love Fields. We like, okay. So where was your mindset when you started making this album and thinking of everything in the title and all that good stuff?
Let's see. Well, it has been a process trying to make a cohesive body of work since 2016. So running into trying to find producers, trying to find people to like understand my vision, and then trying to understand like what I wanted, like sonically, right. What I wanted to hear and how I wanted it to feel. That took a very long time. And since Fontaine and I started working, we were doing lots of like feature records. And then maybe one day last year, in the middle of the pandemic, he just came to me and he was like, hey, what are you trying to do? Like, what do you want to do? And to be honest, no one had ever asked me before, like, what is it you want to do in music? And I didn't really have an answer. I knew I wanted to sing, but I didn't know. And I said, well, I had done some house records before. So I was like, well, maybe like a 3-track kind of house EP, or then maybe like a 3-track kind of R&B thing. You know, we'll just kind of start there. And after we made Talking to Myself, he was like, yeah, so would you be open to making like more? And, you know, I didn't know what that meant at the time. I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure, a few more records, it's fine. Yeah. So with my hectic grad school life and teaching and all of that, he was like, we need to get you down here to finish it. And I get there and he's already sequenced out 11 songs, pretty much. Wow. So the music is already there, and I'm essentially just having to like decide if I like everything, basically. And we're going through each one. I'm like, yep, that one, sure. And so everything I like. So I'm like, okay, well, let's get to writing. And so pretty much Caramel was already done. I think I did that one at the house, but nothing else was done. So we had 2 weeks at the time to finish 10 songs. We extended it to
Marvin Gaye, what's going on, Tip? Okay.
Yeah, so we ended up finishing all of those, plus an additional one for something else within those 3 weeks, plus getting all the content recorded, all the videos and everything, like super, like 3 weeks, because I had to be back in the classroom that following week. So we were like pushed for time. But entering into the album, I had no idea where we were going, really what the content was going to be. Okay. I had a working title, like I had Where I Left You. I've been having that for a while. So I knew kind of, I wanted people not to fully pull from like, oh, this is where I've been from Layers, but more so this is just where I've been. Like I started at Layers was 25, now I'm 30. So that 5-year gap there's a lot of life that has lifed during that time.
Life be lifing.
Life be out here lifing. So it was really just trying to let people in and let them know kind of what I've been doing, what I've been feeling. But also for me, it was a more kind of a personal experience too, of like, this is how far we've come, this is where we're going. And here's just some of the things that I've been doing, you know. So we only had Caramel to kind of start, which is really fun and, you know, upbeat, and it's our unofficial skating anthem, apparently.
I call it the song of the summer. It
right.
really is.
You know, a good skating anthem. But as far as
it is a good skate song, yeah.
Break out your skates, please. Break them out. It's still the weather's still nice, like before it gets cold, you know. But as we started with, I think, what did we start with next? Bad Dream was after that. We worked on that first, and that might have been one of the easier ones to write. It was a lot. It was very intense. I never worked really with anyone in the studio first, and I've never worked that fast before. Okay. So the process was super fun. Like Fontaine and I had a blast in the studio, just writing and collaborating together, but also exhausting because my whole schedule was flipped. I'm used to working during the day, and now I'm working in the wee hours of the morning, trying to like flip my. He usually works at night or early morning. But it was kind of like what we talked about earlier, very spiritual, like very cleansing and healing to get a lot of that stuff that's been stored for the past 5 years out into a space that was, that was just healing, therapeutic. I learned a lot about myself during this process, a ton. I'm unpacking a lot of stuff, on my therapy side, just all these things are kind of coming out with the album. And then another wave hit when it came out. It was like, okay, people get to experience what we worked really hard on and the response. And that was a whole nother wave of things. So the album was definitely a very spiritual and healing experience.
Woo. Wow.
Yeah. So on the album, I just discovered today that me and JR have the same favorite song from the album.
And that's not always at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we usually don't.
Never.
We never have the same like favorite song about stuff. We fuss.
Yes.
Okay. I'm curious.
Yes.
I'm curious.
Yes. Oh yeah. The song that I did the video, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She love feels.
I feel like you. We go back and forth, try to make it work. It's like love don't want us, it don't love us no more. One more day.
Okay.
That's
okay. Give me the why. Why do we land there? Why do we land there?
You want me to go first, Elise?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Because your body is ready.
Yeah, he was like, okay.
Listen, when I heard Love Feels, and when I was listening to the album, because, Bad Dream was a single already. So it's kind of like when I'm listening to the albums, it's like, all right, the single, cool. You know what I'm saying? And then the intro, you come in. But when I heard Love Feels, and you go, nah, and then it start like this, and I was like, it don't feel like love no more. Like, I was like, girl, you taking me back to these college days. That's when I went back and was thinking about a relationship. And I was sitting there like, why is she writing this song for me? Like, I was sitting there. That's why when I was like, yo, I do current R&B bangers, I was like, I'm gonna talk about this record. And I hope I don't get too crazy on it. That's why you kind of saw me. That's why you only got like maybe 18 seconds. Because I was gonna be like, people need to listen to this song and da-da-da-da. And I was about to like literally go in and get hella dramatic. But that song to me, I felt like you wrote that song. I needed that song maybe 5-6 years ago. And you wrote lyrically what I want to say. And that's why when you was like, love don't feel like it used to, I was like, why couldn't BeMyFiasco had this song for me when she came out with Layers? I needed it.
Well, you can work through it and listen to it.
Yeah, you gotta articulate, you gotta get that out yourself. And I'm there to just like be reinforcing.
Yeah, thank you. Because I'm not a great writer at all. Like at all. That's why I love music and I get into artists and the artistry, because I'm like, yo, I can't write stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because my joint have been like F love and da-da-da-da-da, and I just went off the wall with it. But the way you broke it into a groove, that's what I like. You know what I mean? Because it was a nice Red Cup anthem for me, as you saw. Like,
I really love the beat. That's what first got me was the beat coming in. I was like, ooh. And then I heard the lyrics and I was like, ooh. Because see, JR is not a writer, but I am a writer, not a songwriter, but a writer. And I was just like, ooh, this is some good writing here.
Oh yeah, that thing there. She will turn a song out. She'd be like, no, them lyrics just don't work. It just no. But this one, she was like, this is a good song right here. I was like, oh, she actually liked the song that I like, because
I'm with it.
Yes, you're the first, because it's a couple of times we had people on here, she'd be like, you like that song? Or I look at her like, You like that song?
Okay, I'm honored.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And then another one is my favorite is Two Car Garage.
Speaking of writing.
I love that song because of your harmonies on there. I love that song. And I love because I feel like we don't have like interludes like that no more. I feel like people don't do great interludes anymore. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and it took me back to your what is it? Trail of Tears on Solitude. And I was like, and that's why I told Elise, I was like, one thing about BeMyFiasco, she will give you a great interlude. You hear me? And I was like, yo, and when you did Two Car Garage, is that your personal story? Like, is that really like your story?
Yeah, that actually happened. Like in real life, I was literally, word for word. And so Fonte had the need a two-car garage, manicure and massage, like that first line. He already had that little voice memo. We had to build around that. And then I just so happened to be telling him the story while we were eating one day. And he was like, I think I got something for this. And we just started writing and putting that together. And we wanted to make sure that you could visualize like the story in a very short amount of time, like what I was doing, where I was going, what was happening. And I think we nailed it. Like that's literally one of my favorite songs to do because like, and you'll see some of the content that comes out. It was hilarious to record because I could not get it out near the end. When you get to the need a two-car garage part, like I'm like dying laughing, trying to get out what I'm saying. And we have yet to find my car. I still don't know where my car is. It's still in LA. Maybe someone bought it, crushed it up, sold it. I don't know, but maybe there'll be a Find My Car series or something. I don't know. But yeah, I have no clue where that car is to this day. And that was 2019.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I did not know. Like, because I'm like, when people put their personal in there, sometimes as a songwriter, you got to add a little bit of how my grandma used to say, God bless her, when you color outside the lines a little bit, just to add depth to the story. But to know that this is really your story and you don't even know where your car is, okay, who we got to go kill? Who we got to fight, yo?
It's long gone now, JR. Somebody done chopped that up into parts and all my stuff is gone at this point.
That's
okay.
That ain't cool. That ain't.
Yeah, I made my peace with it. I need you to make your peace with it.
Oh, you're right. Like I did with Love Fields. I'm making my peace. You're right.
It was a bad dream. We woke up. We're doing all right.
I like how you did that.
I see you, Elise.
Yes, you see it.
I see you slide that in real quick. I saw.
When JR said he was coloring outside the lines,
I thought we were gonna transition. I was like,
I really thought that's what was gonna happen.
Oh dang! I missed the moment. I'm sorry.
That's like my second favorite song outside the lines. That's my songs is Love Fields, Two Car Garage, Outside the Lines. Those are my favorites. Yeah.
And then I love the whole damn album, to be honest with you. I can't even like I love the whole damn album, like the whole thing. Like, and then it's like with me, I try to find something familiar from what I liked before with you. So like I told Elise when you did Through the Middle, it reminded me of Indecisive.
Okay.
And it reminded me of that. And even though it's both like Indecisive is more of a ballad-ish, right? Yeah. And Through the Middle definitely felt like a foreign exchange type of joint, but you worked it into me. Like I was just like I just like that. Like I like when I listen to an artist and they doing something new. Yes, you can do something new, do something fresh, but also give me something that reminds me of what I fell in love with you to begin with. And I felt like you did that with this whole project. You know what I'm saying? Like when you went from Solitude to Layers to Where I Left You, it felt like, yo, this is a transition. And I can still feel what I was a fan of her since 2016 to go back. And then now listen to this album. I listen to it every day. Like I get in my car because I'll be tired in the morning because I got to get off the phone with Elise, and I'll be like, sis, I got to get to work early in the morning. So as soon as I get my car running and I start with asking me when I'm done. And I get in my car, because you know I'm still warming up my car. Y'all don't look at me like I'm crazy.
You should.
I still warm up my car in the morning.
Yeah, no, you need to. You're supposed to.
Yeah, even when it's not cold, you're supposed to.
Oh, okay, I'm doing right. Because some people look at me like I'm crazy, like, you still warm up your car? I'm like, yeah, like.
Maybe they're looking at you like you're crazy for another reason. That's
okay. That's what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna do that. See, she was waiting on her. She was waiting.
Yep.
She was waiting.
She just needed a
and
moment.
She was waiting the whole show, and she got it. But that's cute. But when I'm about to pull out of my parking lot, Bad Dream in the morning is blasting. I know my neighbors should know it by now, because I'm literally be blasting that joint out of out of my neighborhood, and I'm just like, it wakes me up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it all that dream? Like I go in, but yeah, this album is definitely a favorite of mine. I think it's been out for like 2 weeks now, and I play it every day. And for me, people don't do bodies of work anymore. You know what I mean? And give us great bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like artists now that comes out once, single. You know what I mean? And with you, it's like you can listen from beginning to end. And then, we ain't talking about the duet with you and Darren.
Okay, all right.
So, thinking about it. So did you and Darren, did he come down with y'all and y'all all did that together, or did he send his verse or what?
So thinking about it is, so Anakin and Vader.
Okay.
Produced that one.
Okay.
I want to say Fonte had a little bit of the hook, just to tell me you're thinking about it, tell me, like he just had that part. And then I think I wrote my verse in the beginning, and then he was like, well, I think I want to get somebody on the second verse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who you want? So we're rolling down the list of like, okay, I don't know, what about this person? Like, no. And then things just didn't align. And he was like, well, wait, what do you think about Darian? And I was like, yup, okay. Like, this is very, like, it was kind of an ode to like Aaliyah, and she was one of my earliest influences. So there's a little bit of that in there. And I wanted it to be just classic, good old fashioned Black R&B. Like, it was some singing and some harmonies and some just a nod to that kind of space. And he was perfect. Like, he fits in perfectly. Fonte kind of just wrote the verse and shot it over, and Darian shot it back, and we were like, yep, this is it.
Y'all sounded great on that record. Like, y'all really sound great on that record. I was like, because you know what I mean? Like, you can't, sometimes you get these new artists that do duets with people, and you be like, no, y'all blends ain't working here. Like, no.
Yeah,
but
and and not even with new artists, just through time. Like, some duets just don't work. You can have two great singers. It's not about the quality of the vocals. It's just about whether it matches up. So that's not even a new thing. That's just period. Because you know how, JR, you know how me and you get on about duets of old that didn't quite curl.
Oh, yeah. Be like, some duets didn't, how they said didn't quite, like Luther Curl ain't quite turn all the way.
It ain't turn all the way over.
Yeah, and you got some of them duets, you be like, ooh.
Yeah, and it'd be two great singers, like two classic legends, and then you put it together and you're like, oh no, that didn't mesh well. Yeah. So.
And I will say, when he approached me about it, I was a little nervous because I was also a Darian fan, being a Foreign Exchange fan. So, I'm thinking about his early records, and I'm like, will we, mesh? My voice is a little bit lighter, he's a little bit heavier, and I just wondered, like, man, is this gonna work? I don't know. And when he sent it over, I was like, oh, it works. Okay, cool. All right, everybody's good. Like, that was a little bit of my concern, but nah, like it sounds beautiful. And I think a lot of the fans were just really excited to hear him again on another record. I know he was on the Hold My Hand record. So to have him be featured on a record after, hearing him for years and him kind of falling back into the fold, like, they were excited. They were just like, okay, I love this. I love you. Oh my goodness, you got Darian back? Like, what's, so I thought that was a really just a very full circle moment too.
Oh yeah,
because FE fans really miss Darian. Like,
they have been telling me. Like, oh, thank you so much for, they have been telling me. And I told him, I was like, come on now. It's time. Come on now.
Right.
Yes.
So when he approached you to actually get into the foreign exchange crew, like, how did that go? Like, how'd that
feel?
Yeah.
Ooh. I got to take it back just a bit. So I became a foreign exchange, like, stan, essentially, in, like, 2010. I'm in college. I don't know anything about Little Brother at the time, so I'm not even familiar with anything, Fonte or Nicolette, whatever. And I'm in college, just kind of listening to the records, and I remember just like speaking, like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna work with them one day." And there's actually a tweet from like I'll have to find it, 2013. That's like, I need to find my Nicolette, I think. And somebody at the top commented and was like, "Foreign Exchange 2.0, something like that. So the tweet is still there. I have to find it. But I definitely remember speaking like, I'm going to work with them, just because their music, I was like, this is the same. Like, it just fits. There's certain harmonies, melodies, phrasing, everything about them was like, I found like the people, these are my tribe, this is my people. I didn't know the how or the when or whatever, but I knew like in some capacity. So just throughout the years. But from working with Fonte, I think after we had that initial conversation about like what I wanted to do, he was in more of an assisting role. And I think after trying to exhaust my resources here, he was like, I don't want to like take over everything, but like, if you want me to, like, we can kind of facilitate and maybe put it out on the label. So even then it was still like, options, you kind of decide what I want to do. And I think once we really started pushing, like, okay, I got there, we're making the songs, it was like, I think we want to present you as an artist, like our first official artist. And, I'm trying to be as fine as I can, but on the inside, I'm like fangirling. Like, are you asking me to like be like, like, you're part of the family? Like, it was a whole like I am freaking out on the inside, but he's so calm and like, yeah, we just want to just bring you in. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Trying to keep it together. And, as we just kept making records, I got introduced to Zoe and to Nicolette and to Carmen, and just slowly but surely kind of working my way into the group and meeting. I don't know, I'd never been a part of a team that works this way. Like, everybody's on the same wave, everybody's at the same understanding, the same vibe. So again, I give credit to Fonte of finding people that fit on the same wavelength, like in his tribe of just incredible people that understand, that just get it. They just do. So being kind of, ushered into this family has been really fun, honestly. Everybody's been super warm and welcoming. And I'm just, some days I still wake up like, I can't believe we're here. Like, I guess, the album's out. And I'm still like, some days the album doesn't feel like it's out. Some days I'm like, are you sure? Like, people still listening to it? Like, it's such a surreal feeling depending on the day, to be quite honest. Like, even this morning, I played it on my way to work. And it's like, it's finished. Like, it is done. Because I've been playing it since, we finished it in late July, early August. So, I've been listening to the different tweaks and the changes. And okay, I want to add this, or this happened here, or this producer didn't do this, or, so all the different changes I got to witness from where we started up until the final mix. And, we let it go. And it's like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but good luck. Hopefully.
Yeah. So what made y'all actually choose Caramel as the first single before anything?
I think, well, to be honest, Caramel was the first thing that was done first. Because I had already finished that one at the house. So we were trying to find a timeline of like, okay, when do we want to put this out? What's a good time? Or like, oh, is it too late? Is it too, and we knew we had Caramel finished, but the summer was wrapping up. And so it was like, well, if we do this now, then we have time to figure out what the next one's going to be. And so since we made Bad Dream next, it was like, I guess this was going to be it, because it feels like a good follow-up to Caramel. And so, yeah, that was kind of the plan, even though we didn't have, really anything else. I wouldn't say done, but done at the time. Yeah. So it was just, these two are finished. Let's see how these do.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Like when it came out, and I think Zoe was promoting it, and I went And I just hit him. I said, y'all got the song of the summer. Like, I was like, y'all got the song of the summer. And Zoe was like, thank you. He was like, I appreciate it. He was like, but there's more. I said, well, I ain't hear the more yet. I'm hearing this. And this is it. I was like, yo, this is it, y'all. And then I was like, yeah, your song actually, because you know, with me and Elise doing R&B reps and we get really into that. And you know, I've been kind of chilling out on current R&B bangers. When I heard Caramel, I said, no, I got to get back in front of this camera and dance to this record. I need people to know that this record is dope. And I literally got back into doing current R&B bangers when I heard Caramel. And I said, I got to find some other joints that's going to work. Because, hey, if I got to talk about 20 minutes just talking about Caramel, I could do it. I was like, you know what I mean? So that song is just so dope. Like you said, it put on your skates and do all that, but it just bangs in my car. Like, bangs. Like, I literally blast that joint, y'all. And it's just like on a Thursday after work, because I only work 4 days a week. Amen. And I'm going, 10-hour days, I'm good with it. So I'm headed home and I'm like blasting that joint. And I'm like, yeah, I'm headed to the liquor store to go get me a bottle. Yeah, I am. And I'm listening to that joint and I'm like, just let me ride. And I'm jamming to this joint, y'all. Like, your album is just amazing. And I'm just like, so.
Hey, JR. Do you like the album? I couldn't tell.
Here she go again.
Oh my goodness. I love Elise. Just right there to keep you like together. Like
she does.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing I do love about her, because she know I go too far and she'll be like, okay. Like sometimes she'll have to cut me off and be like, well, so. And I'm like, okay, I know what that means. So I must be not too bad, because it's a couple of times she had to really.
I'm here for it. And funny enough, like Caramel, I think assumed that Bad Dream would be the one, because it was more kind of like bouncy, had a little more of an edge to it. Yeah. But to see Caramel go up the way that it did, we were a little confused, not gonna lie to you, like, because we assumed that it would be Bad Dream, and there was a visual that was coming for Bad Dream. Yeah. But Caramel, like, I did my quick little skating kind of situation real quick, and it was like, hey y'all, it's out. And that was it. And people just, I think it was because it was so, in my opinion, I think it was because it was just so versatile. Like, you could play it anywhere for anybody, any age. It was just used for anything. So I think that's probably why it hit a little different in my opinion.
Yeah. It didn't feel like any particular era. It was just music. It was just like, like you said, for any age. It's one of those songs that 20 years from now, it's not going to sound dated. It's just music.
There it is. Like, I could put that joint on anytime and just rock. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, y'all thought Bad Dream would be it because it got, like you said, that little extra bounce to it. It got kind of what is being played and everybody is pushing. But this was something different, and I think it was needed. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it hit like that. You know what I mean? Because I played my mom this joint, because I'd be a little nervous to play her some new like artists and stuff. But when I played her this, she was like, who's this? And I was like, BeMyFiasco. And she was like, oh, I like this. Because my mom is like Elise, they hard. Oh, they hard. Oh, they are some hard people to get to like a song. And then when I saw her doing this, I said, oh, she like it. So then after it played, I was like, Mom, what you think? She was like, I like it. I really like it. She was like, can you burn it on a CD for me? I said, all right.
Come on, burn it. Yes, she needs it now.
Yes, right. Yes. I was like, you really want me to burn this? She was like, yes, I still play the CDs in my car. You crazy?
God, I love it. The mama stamp of approval.
Now, come on, Miss Ervina. Burn. Anyway.
Leave. You know.
Oh man.
She ain't gonna change her ways for real. But this Where I Left You is just amazing. So what are you gonna be doing after this, as far as you want to try to talk? Because I know you in grad school, and you know what I'm saying, you're doing your teacher, and you got a lot of stuff. That's why I was like, for all that she does, and to make this, and people can't make great. I ain't gonna go there, but look
at Elise. She's right. She's like, hold up now.
She stopped me. I looked at her face and I said, I ain't gonna go there. But for you to make this, and like, how are you gonna try to promote it? What are you gonna do? You gonna try to do some dates or anything like that?
So we do have more content coming out just about kind of like behind the scenes, some of the studio work, just how we recorded quite a few more of the songs. Okay. I've been talking about dates and things. We're working on that part. I'll keep you posted. As of now, we're just in rollout mode. So we're rolling it out, just pressing, pushing to as many people as we can. I'm definitely about a tour. We haven't scheduled yet, but if we can go ahead and pop in those dates and get it moving, that's definitely next, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll be the first one to know. I promise.
Please. Right. Look, you in Baltimore, DC, shoot, I'll fly down to North Carolina if you there. Like, it does not matter. I want
New York. We go to New York a lot. Yeah.
We go to New York a lot. Yeah. So it don't even matter.
Just anywhere on the East Coast, really.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't even matter. We in there. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. With all my love feels.
There we go. We nailed one.
I got one.
Yes. So, if people want to find you, where should they go and to find you?
Sure. Okay. So it is BeMyFiasco on all social media platforms. That's BEMY Fiasco, all one word. I'm on the everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snap, the things. I'm on there, I promise. Same thing as far as streaming platforms. I'm on all of them, literally. Same thing, BeMyFiasco. You can also hit the website if you'd like. I try to post up there and keep it current. And yeah, you can just, I'm friendly. You can send me a DM, an appropriate one, because
okay, now.
You gotta make that caveat there, because people get a little crazy. But people can, I'm friendly. I comment, go down the page. Like I posted today about like drop your favorite song, because we are looking to do another visual, and so I kind of wanted to know what people wanted, what their favorite song is, what they're gravitating towards, and we might have to do some fan support on this next visual. So yeah, anywhere, same thing. BeMyFiasco everywhere, literally.
Yes. Well, thank you. You are so sweet and like charming,
she's
and
so
I love
dope.
it.
Like, she's so dope.
Guys, oh my God.
Yeah, she's so dope. I got the fan out a little bit. I wasn't too bad, but I got the fan out a little bit. Like, she's dope. Here you go. Don't do that.
Lisa's looking at you.
Yeah, she is. Right.
No,
you gotta deal with me after this. So
okay.
You ain't say nothing but the word. No, I was kidding.
Okay.
You know who really runs this, JR? No, I'm just kidding. But
she might have got you, Junior. I can't help you on that.
But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. This was super, super dope, and we were super excited about it.
Yes.
So yes.
So y'all go.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. This is great.
Yes, go listen to Where I Left You. Please. This body of work is epic. And watching this, y'all see how epic it is. I don't go hard like this for an album that ain't that great. So boom.
That's true. JR ain't gonna go up for no mess. So.
No. And this is the banger. So y'all please support this, man. For real.
Yes. And we will catch y'all on the next episode of Catch That. Peace.